comfortable seated position on your mat. Alrighty, so in your seated position, have one heel in towards your groin and the other heel out in front of it. If you find that your knees are like all the way up in the air, you can place a block or a pillow underneath your knees to give a little more comfort. And when you're ready, you're going to draw the crown of the head toward the ceiling, tight towards your spine. And we'll start with the neck. You're going to take your right hand to the left side of your head. Carefully bring your right ear to your right shoulder. And you should feel the stretch start to happen on the left side of the neck. Option to stay here or to walk your left fingertips out. And then just start to find your nostril breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. One more inhale. As you exhale, drop your chin to your collarbone, look down toward the right knee, walk the left fingertips away from you, and now you'll start to feel the stretch in the back left side of the neck. Take one more inhale, and then exhale, drop the chin to the chest, and just make some tiny half circles here. And you should feel the stretch transferring out of the back of your neck. And then when you're ready, take your left ear to your left shoulder, left hand to the right side of the head, walk the right fingertips away. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. One more inhale. And then exhale, chin to the left side of your collarbone, and then walk the right fingertips away. On your next exhale, drop your chin to your chest, interlace your fingers behind your head, round your upper body all the way forward. When your next inhale comes, gaze will lift up past me toward the ceiling, arch the spine, and then exhale, round back forward, elbows point to your feet. Inhale, lift up, open up the chest, arch the upper back, and exhale, round. Go for two more. Inhale, exhale, last one, inhale, and exhale, let it go. Sitting up nice and tall, there's an imaginary string on the crown of the head. Roll the shoulder blades back, belly button comes in tight toward the spine. Inhale, lift up, palms meet at the top. Exhale, big press away. Good, go for about three more. I see a couple of people joining us, which is completely okay, welcome. You're gonna wanna make sure that you have your blocks or supporting structures and a blanket for underneath your knees if you have sensitive knees. Hold at the top, take your twist to the right. Right hand comes behind you like a kickstand. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist again. Last time, inhale. Exhale, twist out all the way. Come on back up to neutral as you inhale. Take it to the other side. Exhale, left hand behind, right hand to the outside of the left leg. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, twist. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale, twist out all the way. Come on back up to neutral, and then let it go. Right hand plants down, left arm reaches all the way up and over. So as like a prerequisite for all of our twisting today, we want to really open up the side body here. So make sure you're bending in the right elbow, reaching with the left fingertips all the way up and over. Feeling the obliques and maybe even the very top of your hips start to fire up. Inhale, sit up, left hand down, right arm up and over. Good, take two more breaths here. And then inhale, come on back up. Very good. So you're just going to carefully shift forward onto your hands and knees. You can remove whatever was underneath you and definitely have it toward the top of your mat. Hands come underneath the shoulders, fingers are spread wide, belly button in tight, hips above the knees, tuck the toes into the mat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips, look up, cow pose. And then exhale, push your hips forward for cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips, look up. And then exhale, round. Go for about two more. You want to really exaggerate this. So feel the stretch in your lower abdominals. Go for that extra inch. And then push as far forward as you can. Feel that contraction like you would in a crunch. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. And come on back to your neutral spine. Take your right toes, tuck them to the back edge of your mat, and gently shift your body weight forward and backward. This is Ernie, my yoga assistant. He's not a very cooperative one. Can you go lay down, please? And then drop the right knee back to meet the left. Left toes tuck into the mat. Gently rock forward and backward. So what you should feel is the stretch in the calf, the Achilles heel, and the arch. Last time. and drop it down. From here, just tuck your toes into the mat, lift the knees up, shoot your hips up and back, downward facing dog. So first downward facing dog of the day, taking whatever movements you need to feel a little bit more comfortable. And as we progress in class, I really encourage you to allow downward facing dog to become like your neutral. If anything we do feels uncomfortable, if you need to catch your breath, come to downward facing dog. And if downward dog is not for you, totally take child's pose, that's perfectly fine as well. Hold for another inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, tippy toe your feet up to your hands. Hands come to shins, flatten out the back. And then exhale, lower down. Press firmly through the toes as you inhale. Carefully roll up one vertebrae at a time. And exhale at the top. So come to the top of your mat. You'll want about a hips width distance in between your feet. So that's 2 fists. And then when you're ready, lift all 10 toes up and then carefully put them back down onto the ground. We want to make sure we're grounding out through the entire foot. Inhale, lift up, palms meet at the top. And then exhale, dive forward. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back, prepare your spine. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, carefully roll up one vertebrae at a time. So just bring some blood and movement to the body. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. Exhale, lower down. This time hold on to opposite elbows here in ragdoll position. So in your ragdoll, your elbows act like a little bit of a weight, holding your upper body forward, which gives you a really nice stretch in the lower back and in the hamstrings. Try to have your head framed by your arms. So if you look at me from the side, my ears are framed by my biceps. My hamstrings are feeling a little tight today, so I've got a nice generous bend in my knees. So when you bend your knees, you make it more of a lower back stretch. Nod your head yes, shake it no. Take another inhale. As you exhale, wrap your hands around your waist. Inhale to rise back up to stand. Last one. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hands to shins. As you exhale, lower down. Option to repeat that ragdoll or go a little bit deeper by making a peace sign with your fingers, wrapping them around your big toes. Elbows span out to either side of the mat. You're going to inhale, lift up through the lower back, and then exhale, pull your upper body towards your lower body. So this one's a lot more intense. You can absolutely still have bent knees here. And in a perfect yoga world, you're creating so much space in your hamstrings and your lower back that your nose comes to your knees. Maybe not today, but one day. Take one more inhale wherever you are. Exhale out all the way, wrap your hands around your waist. Inhale to rise up to stand. So quick side note, especially as it's getting hotter out and your breathing becomes a little bit more. Anytime you're down to up, always make sure you inhale up because that will avoid a rush of blood to the head kind of a feeling. So when you're ready, come to the top of your mat, moving through our first sun salutation. Belly button tight, body tall. Inhale, lift up, gaze comes to the ceiling, and then exhale, lower down. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. As you exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back to your plank pose. I'm going to move through a more traditional yogi's choice. Shift your body weight forward, hug the elbows in, lower to the bottom of the push-up, pause. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Second down dog of the day. Taking whatever movement you need to feel a little bit more comfortable. Bend the knees, nod your head yes, shake it no. And start to activate that deep nostril breath. In yoga terms, it's called your ujjayi breath. It sounds like this deep ocean, echoey kind of a noise. 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, bend the knees deeply, gaze comes forward. Inhale, tippy toe your feet up to your hands. Hands to shins, flatten out the back. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, carefully roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Exhale at the top. Second one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank, and move through your vinyasa. Vinyasas are completely optional, by the way. If you prefer just to meet us in downward dog, that's cool. If you prefer to spend your vinyasa in child's pose, that's perfectly fine too. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. So your ujjayi breath, that nostril breath, the motion is as if you're fogging a mirror, but with your mouth closed. And while you're fogging that imaginary mirror, you're keeping the tongue on the roof of your mouth. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Exhale out all the way, bend the knees deeply, gaze comes forward. Inhale, walk your feet up to your hands. Hands to shins, flatten out the back. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, carefully roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Good. So come to the top of your mat. And you're gonna take a big step back with your left foot. So your right foot will be forward. And we're in a high lunge position just for a moment. So we're just setting up the feet here. So your right foot should be to the right corner of your mat, left foot to the left corner, because we never want to be on like a tightrope. That makes balancing really challenging. Check your right knee. Make sure your knee is above the ankle. And then shimmy your left leg as far back as you can, and then drop the knee down. If you have knee issues or kneeling is uncomfortable, now's a good time to have that blanket or prop underneath your knee. You're going to shift your body weight forward, untuck the toes, and right away you should start to feel that stretch in the left hip. Inhale, lift the fingertips up, low lunge, crescent lunge. Rotate the pinkies toward each other. So here's where we get into a little bit of twisting. You're going to wrap your right hand around your waist, reach your left fingertips all the way up and over, and now hook your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Maybe you got a crack or a pop. Those are good cracks and pops. So my left elbow's on the right side of my knee. My right knee is still in that lunge position. And then my hands come to like a prayer position. So if you notice, my thumbs are just about into my armpit. Traditionally and anatomically speaking, you want to have your thumbs pressed into your sternum. Now I can tell you I've been in summer school for the last 2 weeks, so that's why my upper back, my thoracic spine is not really too mobile right now. I've been spending too much time sitting. So if you can relate, maybe you're working from home, this is a really great stretch to create some mobility in the upper back. So you want to push into the knee with that left elbow and manipulate your fingers right into the middle of your chest. So big spine twist, big twister in the belly. Hold for another inhale. And then exhale, gently let that go. Hands frame the foot. You're going to curl the left toes into the mat. Plant the left hand down and then open up on the right side. Lunge twist. Gently just rocking forward and backward on that left leg. Hold here for another inhale. Exhale, right hand plants down, frames the right foot. Step the right foot back to meet your left. Optional vinyasa. We'll only in downward facing dog. Holding your downward facing dog for another 2 breaths or so. I'm just going to switch my view so you can see it from another side for the left. And then when you're ready, you're going to bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, walk your feet up to your hands. Hands to shins, flatten out the back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, carefully roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Exhale at the top. Okay. So now your left foot's going to be forward. Take a big step back with the right foot. So if your staircase is not in the way, your right leg should be as far back as you can possibly get it. And then you're going to bend into that left knee, find your lunge legs. Once you have found that lunge position, you'll lower down. And then you're going to shift your body weight forward, feeling the stretch on the right hip. Left knee is tracking on top of the left ankle. And then inhale, lift the fingertips up for your low lunge. Good. So we want to make sure there's not too much of a back bend happening here in the lower back. Point your tailbone to the ground. Have a straight line through the torso. So twisting for the other side. Left hand wraps around the waist. Reach your right fingertips all the way up and over. Create that space in your side body. And then take your right elbow to the outside of your left leg. It helps to keep shifting your body weight forward. And then when you feel ready, hands come to like a prayer position. So I find I'm even tighter on this side. My thumbs are like even way past my shoulder. So just as an example of how life really impacts our mobility, right? Our environment. Hold here for about 3 more breaths. Keep shifting your body weight forward so you feel that pull and that stretch in the lower oblique. 1 more inhale. Exhale out all the way. Hands frame the front foot. Your right hand plants down. Left arm reaches all the way up, finding that thoracic twist. Option, you can lift the right knee off of the ground, really play with your balance and your stability a little bit more. I would if I had the space behind me. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. 1 more inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it go. Handspring the front foot. This time you're going to curl the right toes into the mat. Come on off the right knee. Your left foot will come back to meet your right. Here you are in plank. Optional vinyasa. Or come to your downward facing dog. And downward dog is where we will all meet. Checking in with your down dog. Your heels should be above the ground. You should feel the stretch starting in the Achilles heel, traveling up the calf, into the hamstring. If it's too much, bend your knees, no problem. Push your chest back toward your thighs. You should feel the shoulders lifting up and the spine sinking down. Your hand is nice and flat into the mat. Most of the pressure is in between the thumb and the index finger. Hold for another inhale. Exhale out all the way, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, walk your feet up to your hands. Hands to shins, flatten out the back. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Good. So at the top of the mat, you're going to keep your left foot forward. Take a big step back with the right leg. So coming into your high lunge position now. Left foot is forward, right foot is back. Find your footing. So the right foot should be out to the right corner, left foot out to the left corner. Shift your body weight forward, left knee tracks above the left ankle. And then inhale, lift your fingertips up. You're going to keep your right arm tall as you start to swing your left arm back. And then you're going to reach your right fingertips forward. Torso will face toward the left. So high lunge twist. So again, my right fingertips are reaching forward. My left fingertips are reaching back. My head is facing toward the left side of the room. Or if it feels okay on your neck, bring your gaze over that left shoulder. Big spine twist here. Hold for 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Exhale out all the way, and then inhale, lift back up to high lunge, hold. Exhale, spin the right foot back, open up into warrior 2. So in your warrior 2, left foot is forward, right foot is behind you. From here, you're going to drop your left forearm to your left thigh. Inhale, right fingertips up. Side angle pose. So if this feels okay, stay. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, you have the option to drop your hand to the inside of your foot. And if you find that your hand is like an inch above the ground, bring the ground to you. Take your supporting structure underneath your left hand. Hold for 2 more breaths here. Final variation in this pose is to wrap your right arm around, hook it around the waist. This is half a bind. If you feel stable in the feet and you want to try the full bind, take your left arm underneath your left leg and try to find the right fingertips. So this is bound side angle. Binding is also another way to twist. 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, coming back into your side angle. If you've bound, press firmly through the big toes. You're going to inhale, lift back up to your warrior 2. Exhale, wrap your hands around your waist, give it a squeeze. Rotate on the right toes, back to your high lunge legs. Big step up to the top, shake it out. Whew. All right, let's try the other side. So you're at the top of your mat. I'm just switching views for you. This time my right foot is going to stay forward, and my left foot is going to come back into my lunge position. So once more, make sure that your feet are on the outer corners of your mat. Bend deeply into your right leg, and then inhale, lift up, high lunge. As you exhale, your left arm is going to stay tall for now. You're going to swim your right arm behind you, and then start to push your left fingertips forward. Once you feel stable, rotate your torso to the right. Keep bending deeply in that front knee. It's still a lunge. You're going to keep your gaze at the right side of your room, or bring it around to the right shoulder. Hold. 2 more breaths here. Press firmly through the toes. 1 more inhale. Exhale out all the way, and then inhale, rise back up to your high lunge. As you exhale, rotate that left foot back, open up into your warrior two. So if you used a block for the other side, make sure it's close by. From your warrior two, you're going to drop your right forearm to your right thigh, and then lift the left fingertips up. This is a perfectly fine option. You can stay here in your side angle pose. If you would like to try that bind or go a little bit deeper, you have the option now to drop your right hand to the inside of your right foot. If you don't comfortably plant down, place your block or a supporting structure underneath that right hand. Find your footing, and then let's try the half bind. Wrap your left arm around your waist. This is perfectly fine. If you want to go for the full bind, make sure your feet are stable. Release the right hand, wrap it around your right thigh, and try to grab your fingers. And now you're all twisted up like a pretzel. The key here is to remain stable in the big toes. A lot of leg work going on here. Hold for 2 more breaths. Maybe your gaze comes up past the left shoulder. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, release the right hand back to the ground. Left fingertips lift up. Use your inhale to come on back to your warrior two position. Wrap your hands around your waist, give it a squeeze. Rotate the toes back. So now we're in those high lunge legs. Left toes rotated onto the ball of the foot. And then big step up to the top of your mat. Shake it off. Alrighty. So if you don't have air conditioning going yet in your living room, it's now become hot yoga. So from here, 1 more standing pose, then we'll tone it down. Come into a wide-legged straddle. In your straddle position, there should be about a leg's distance in between both of your feet. Toes are facing in, heels are facing out. Have a block nearby. Hands come into a warrior two position. Reach all the way up through your middle fingernail. So we're coming into a wide-legged forward fold. We're going to add a twist. Inhale, open up the chest, belly button stays tight. As you exhale, start to fold forward. Hands should touch the ground. If your hands don't touch the ground, place a block underneath your hands. If your hands comfortably touch the ground, start to bend your elbows and try to bring the crown of your head to the floor. If you're like an inch away from the floor, little pro tip, make your feet a little bit wider and you should make contact. Good, so what you should be feeling is a big stretch in the calves, the hamstrings, all along the back of the legs. Inhale 1 more time. Exhale that all the way. You're going to press into your hands. Now, take your right hand underneath your face, all of your body weight in the right hand, or if you need a block, hand is underneath the block. You're going to push into the right hand, peel the left fingertips, all the way up and open. So the stretch now should intensify in the right inner thigh or your adductor muscle. We're also working on that thoracic and upper spine mobility. 2 more breaths here, reaching your left middle fingernail all the way up for the ceiling. 1 more inhale, and exhale, let that go. Now this time, left hand comes directly underneath the face or underneath your block, and then inhale, reach the right fingertips up. So now you should feel the intensity increase on the left inner thigh. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Exhale out all the way. Hands come forward. You're going to carefully walk your body toward the top of your mat. So I believe your left foot should be forward. Hands are framing that left foot. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Hold. 1 more vinyasa as you lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Final one of the day. So just taking a moment to compare this last downward dog to your first downward dog. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer, a lot more open, a little bit more mobile. 1 more inhale, fill up. As you exhale, drop your knees down. Make your knees as wide as the mat, big toes together, heels slightly apart. Sit back on your heels, forehead comes to the mat, take a child's pose. Use child's pose to catch your breath, slow the heart rate down. Come on back to neutral. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Keep your body low, walk your fingertips to the right corner of your mat. So when your fingertips are on the right corner, your left hip and your left heel should stay glued together. And this will intensify the stretch in the left side of your body. So you should feel the stretch from the armpit, traveling down the rib cage and stopping by about the hip. Come on back to the middle of your mat and then over to the other side. Same idea, except this time your right hip and your right heel stay connected. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Exhale out all the way. Come on back to your neutral child's pose just for another moment. And then you're going to carefully press up to sit on top of your heels just for a second. And then we're going to lower down to our backs. Have a block nearby. You're going to lower all the way down and just hug your knees in towards your chest. And we're going to take a little twist here on the floor. So you're going to bring your knees all the way in towards your chest. Arms come out into a goal post or into a T shape if you have the space. Keep your knees as close to your face as possible. Drop both of your knees all the way over to the right. So I want you to take a look at your left knee. Make sure it is directly on top of your right knee. That's going to cause your left shoulder to leave the ground, but that's what we want because that intensifies the stretch in the left side of the body. So you should feel the stretch starting in the shoulder, traveling down the rib cage and stopping by about the hip. So another really great digestive twisting stretch here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. And then use your inhale to bring your knees back towards your chest. And then as you exhale, you're going to bump both of your knees all the way over to the left. So try to keep your knees as close to your face as possible. And now take a look at your right knee. Manipulate your right knee directly on top of your left knee. And maybe you just noticed my right shoulder really popped up here because that's where the alignment is. And then that space is causing the stretch to intensify for me. 2 more breaths. One more inhale. Exhale out all the way and then inhale, come on back up. Finishing up with a little bit of the back bend, you're gonna grab your block. If you don't have a block, pillows work just fine. You can roll your blanket up like we've done a couple of times too. You're gonna walk your feet all the way towards your butt, and if you graze your fingertips side to side, you should be able to reach your heels. That's how we know we're in alignment. When you're ready, lift your hips up, take your support, place it underneath your tailbone. So our body has the tendency to want to rotate inward naturally, and any kind of back bend helps to sort of go opposite of that. So we are reversing that. We're rotating outward now by using this block. If this is comfortable, absolutely stay. If not, you have 2 more options to intensify. You can stretch your legs out in front of you. You'll know right away if this is too much. If you feel a pinch or any kind of discomfort, please don't stay here. Go back to your bridge pose. If this is enough, it feels okay, no pinch. I want your toes facing the outer edges of the mat and your heels facing each other. Your final option is to reach your arms all the way up overhead. So we're rotating the hips away from the body, creating some space down there. You're stretching out all your abdominal organs. We're opening up the lungs, clearing out the airway. Hold for 2 more breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale out all the way. If your arms were up overhead, you're going to place them back down towards your hips. You're going to carefully bend your knees, plant your feet, get stable on your feet first, and then lift the hips up, remove your support, lower the hips back down, and then hug your knees in towards your chest. So remember, anytime we back bend, we counter it with a forward bend. Bridge pose is a back bend. Knees to chest is a forward bend. So those back bends arch the spine, and the forward bends round the spine. So those 2 counteracting, or complementing rather, poses. Carefully just rock side to side, give your lower back a massage. And then when you're ready, release the knees, stomp your feet up toward the ceiling, and grab the pinky toe edges of your feet. Try to draw your armpits toward your knees toward your armpits, and then push the tailbone down to the floor. So you should really flatten out the lower back here. If you want a little added hamstring stretch, feel free to straighten one leg at a time. Hold for one more inhale. And then exhale, carefully let that go. Hug your knees in towards your chest one more time. And then gently let your legs go, preparing for Shavasana, our final pose. Letting go of any thoughts, any distractions, your to-do list, your schedule, you'll get to it. Release any last little movements and try to come to complete stillness. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your nose. Inhale, fill up, feel your belly rise. Exhale, let it go, feel your belly fall. Your only job for the next few moments is just to breathe to my count. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Breathe to your own count for the next few moments. If you become distracted by any thoughts or sounds, any plans, begin to count again. Take one more inhale, fill up all the way. Exhale out completely. Start to bring some tiny movement to your body, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Those tiny movements can become a little bit bigger as you reach your arms up overhead, point your toes away, finding a nice long body stretch. Reintroducing a more natural breath to your body. And then when you're ready, hug your knees in towards your chest one more time. Give yourselves a squeeze. Gently rock side to side on the tailbone. You're going to raise your right arm over your head. It will become a little bit of a pillow as you carefully roll all the way over to your right side. Taking a pause, giving yourselves a moment to adjust. And then when you feel ready, pressing yourselves back up to a comfortable seated position. And you are all done today, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dani. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, everybody.